ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमः भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिके। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th Canto, Chapter 1, The Activities of Maharaj Priyavrata, Text 17. Bhayam pramatasya baneshu api syat yatah saha aste सह सत सपत्नाः जितेन्द्रिया स्य आत्मा रतेर बुद्धस्य गृहाश्रमः किं नु करोति अबध्यम् भयं प्रमतस्य वनेषु अपि स्यात् यतः स आस्ते सह सत् सपत्नः जितेन्द्रियस्यात्मा रतेर्बुधस्य गृहाश्रमः किं नु करोति अवध्यम् भयं प्रमतस्य वनेषु अपि स्यात् यतः स आस्ते सह सत् सपत्नः जितेन्द्रियस्यात्मा रतेर्बुद्धस्य गृहाश्रमः किं नु करोति अवध्यम् भयं प्रमतस्य वनेषु अपि स्यात् यतः स आस्ते सह सत् सपत्नः जितेन्द्रियस्यात्मा रतेर्बुधस्य गृहाश्रमः किं नु करोति अवध्यम् जितेन्द्रियस्यात्मरतेर्बुद्धस्य गृहाश्रमः किं नु करोति अवध्यम् वयं प्रमत्तास्य वनेषु अपि स्यात् यतः स आस्ते सह सत्सपत्नः जितेन्द्रियस्यात्मरतेर्बुद्धस्य गृहाश्रमः किं नु करोति अवध्यम्। माताजी, भयं प्रमतस्य वनेषु अपि स्यात् यतः स आस्ते सह सत्सपत्नः जितेन्द्रियस्यात्मरतेर्बुद्धस्य गृहाश्रमः किं नु करोति अवध्यम्। Word meaning: bhayam, fear, pramatasya, of one who is bewildered, vaneshu, in forests, api, even, shat, there must be, yataha, because, saha, he, one who is not self-controlled, aste, is existing, saha, with, sat sapatnaha, 6 co-wives, jitendriyasya, for one who has already conquered the senses, atmaratehe, self-satisfied, buddhasya, for such a learned man, grihasramaha, household life, kim, what, nu, indeed, karoti, can do, avadhyam, harm. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Even if he goes from forest to forest, one who is not self-controlled must always fear material bondage, because he is living with 6 co-wives, the mind and knowledge acquiring senses. Even householder life, however, cannot harm a self-satisfied learned man who has conquered his senses. Please repeat. Even if he goes from forest to forest, one who is not self-controlled must always fear material bondage, because he is living with 6 co-wives, the mind and knowledge acquiring senses. Even householder life, however, cannot harm a self-satisfied learned man who has conquered his senses. Purport. Srila Narottama Das Thakur sang, Grihe babane te thake, ha gauranga bole dake, Narottama mage tara sanga. Whether one is situated in the forest or at home, if he is engaged in devotional service of Lord Chaitanya, he is a liberated person. Here, this is also repeated. For one who has not controlled his senses, going to the forest to become a so-called yogi is meaningless, because his uncontrolled mind and senses are going with him. he cannot achieve anything, even by giving up household life and staying in the forest. Formerly, many mercantile men from the up country of India used to go to Bengal. And thus, there is a familiar saying, if you go to Bengal, your fortune will go with you. Our first concern, therefore, should be to control the senses. And since the senses cannot be controlled unless engaged in devotional service of the Lord, our most important duty is to engage the senses in devotional service. Hrishikena, Hrishikesa Sevanam, Bhakti Ruchyate. Bhakti means engagement of the purified senses in the service of the Lord. Herein, Lord Brahma indicates that instead of going to the forest with uncontrolled senses, it is better and more secure to engage the senses in the service of the Lord. Even household life can do no harm to a self-controlled person acting in this way. It cannot force him into material bondage. Srila Rupa Goswami has further enunciated this principle or this position. Iha yasya harer dasye karmana manasa gira nikhilasu api avasthasu jivan mukta sauchyate. Regardless of one's circumstances, if one fully engages his activities, mind and words in the devotional service of the Lord, he should be understood to be a liberated person. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur was a responsible officer and a householder, yet his service to the cause of expanding the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is unique. Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakur says, Durdanta Indriya Kala Sarpa Patali Prakhyata Damstrayate. The sense organs are certainly our greatest enemies, and they are therefore compared to venomous serpents. However, if a venomous serpent is bereft of its poison fangs, it is no longer fearful. Similarly, if the senses are engaged in the service of the Lord, there is no need to fear their activities. The devotees in the Krishna consciousness movement move within this material world, but because their senses are fully engaged in the service of the Lord, they are always aloof from the material world. They are always living in a transcendental position. Om Ajnanati Mirandhasya Jnananjana Sailakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurubhe Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaham Dadati Sopadantikam Bande Ahang Sri Guru Sri Juta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnambhamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatha Nitantang Sajivam Sadvaitang Savadhutang Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakha Nitangscha Mukhaṁ karoti vācālaṁ pangung langhayate girim yatkripa tamahang vande Sri Guru dinatarinam paramananda madhavam Sri Chaitanya Iswaram Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatariणे Nama Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratise Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari विषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। भयं प्रमतस्य वनेषु अपि स्यात् यतः स आस्ते सहसत् सपत्नः जितेन्द्रियस्यात्मः रतेर्बुद्धस्य गृहाश्रमः किम्नु करोति अवध्यम्। Even if he goes from forest to forest, one who is not self-controlled must always fear material bondage, because he is living with 6 co-wives, the mind and knowledge-acquiring senses. Even householder life, however, cannot harm a self-satisfied learned man who has conquered his senses. So this is the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Specifically, this canto is concerned with the topics, among the 10 topics of Srimad Bhagavatam, the creation. अतः स्वर्ग विसर्गश्च पोषण स्थानमुतय मनंतर ईशानु कथा निरोधो मुक्तिर आश्रय. The 10 topics of Srimad Bhagavatam, and this 5th canto is specifically famous for creation. Swarga Visarga. The first two topics of Srimad Bhagavatam is Swarga and Visarga. The primary creation, that is created by the Supreme Lord Himself, or creation of this material world or the different universes by Mahavishnu, and the secondary creation by Brahma. So here is we see how Brahma is very much concerned about to increase the population of this material world. And the first son, or first 4 sons of Brahma, were Sanaka, Sanatana, Sanandana and Sanat Kumar. Brahma manifests them from his mind, and when Brahma asked these 4 sons to help him in creation or increase the population, they refused. They told, why you will entangled in this material life? What is the goal of life? And so many questions they asked to Brahma. Brahma himself was bewildered. Then he remembered Krishna, and Krishna came in a Hamsa avatar, a swan, as a swan, and he delivered knowledge to the 4 Kumaras, and they have one sampradaya comes from them, Vaishnava sampradaya, Kumara sampradaya. They did not follow the Brahma's instruction to enter the Grihastha ashram. Then Narada also followed the same path of his elder brothers. But Swayambhuva Manu, who is also a son of Brahma, he became very obedient to his father. Like Kardama Muni also, son of Brahma, he also became obedient to his father. And they were agreed to enter Grihastha ashram, to following the order of Brahma. So here we see Swayambhuva Manu, Jai Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Krishna Balaram ki jai, Radha Shyama Sundar ki jai. So now Swayambhuva Manu, following the order of Brahma, that is, he has begotten 2 sons in the womb of his wife, Satarupa. 2 sons of Swayambhuva Manu were Uttanapada and Priyavrata. Uttanapada was the elder son, and he agreed to follow the order of his father and accept the Grihastha ashrama. But Maharaj, the Priyavrata, the second son of Swayambhuva Manu, he was a disciple of Narada Muni. So Narada Muni is always traveled everywhere and he preached everyone to remain brahmachari. He himself brahmachari and he always preached everyone, remain brahmachari. Don't enter grahastha ashram, there's so many problems. But in this particular case, he defeated. Who? Narada Muni. Otherwise, in maximum, maybe 90% cases, he always victorious. To convincing other to remain brahmachari, like he preached the son of Dakshyas, this Hayasoj and Subalasoj, and 10,000 sons. And Hayasoj, then after 1,000 sons, Subalasoj. Narada Muni went just 2 minutes preaching, he made all of them brahmachari. So Daksha became angry, very angry. He cursed Narada Muni. You should not have a fixed home anywhere. You will always travel. You cannot stay in one place in a fixed position. You have to always travel. So, Maharaj Priyavrata, being the disciple of Narada Muni, following the instruction of his Guru Maharaj, he decided to remain Naistik Brahmachari. Brahmachari two types. One is Naistik Brahmachari, another is Upakurvana Brahmachari. A Brahmachari who decided to follow Brahmacharya up to age of 25, following the Varna Ashrama Dharma. Then after attending age of 25, then he entered Grahastha Ashram up to 50, then 52, 75 the Banaprastha, then finally Sannyas. That is the system of Varna Ashrama. So, but Priyavrata was thinking, I must remain a brahmachari in whole life, following the order of my Guru Maharaj. But his father, Swayambhu Manu, he is also Mahajan. Here is a Narada Muni is Mahajan and Swayambhu Manu is a Mahajan. And so one Mahajan is instructing to remain brahmachari to his disciple. Narada Muni is instructing to remain brahmachari. And a disciple is following his spiritual master order. But his father Swayambhu Manu, he is also Mahajan. And he is telling, no, my son must accept Grahastha Ashram, then it is my age now to go for Banaprastha. So now Swayambhu Manu went to Brahma, another Mahajan. Brahma is another Mahajan. He is father of both Narada and Swayambhu Manu. So Narada Muni said, no, sorry, Brahma then come. Brahma came, not only, it is his opinion, Brahma told, this is the opinion of Supreme Lord Vishnu. I am carrying this message to all of you. That is the message of Lord Vishnu. Maharaj Priyavrata was meditating or performing devotional service in the feet of Gandhamardan hill. He was meditating there, following like Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj is also disciple of Narada Muni. Prahlad also disciple of Narada Muni. All the great devotees, they are disciple of Narada Muni. So following the instructions of Narada Muni, so Maharaj Priyavrata was performing devotional service and meditating the Lord in Gandhamardan hill. So Brahma appeared there. So now there is Swayambhu Manu, there is a Narada Muni, there is Priyavrata, and so Brahma appeared. So now Brahma instructed to all. He told, I have delivered this message of Lord Vishnu to all of you. This is not just my opinion. This is the opinion of Lord Vishnu himself. Then Brahma told that this Priyavrata must enter Grahastha Ashram and Swayambhu Manu go to Banaprastha. Because they are Kshatriya. A Kshatriya king is not supposed to be a bachelor. Who is a Kshatriya king, he cannot rule the kingdom remaining a bachelor unmarried. A king must get married. In Varnashram Dharma, it is said that a Brahmana, a sannyas ashram is compulsory for a Brahmana. It is optional for a Kshatriya. And Banaprastha is optional for a Vaishya. A Vaishya must remain in Grahastha ashram, and Banaprastha is optional. And for a Sudra must remain always in Grahastha ashram. So here is a Maharaj Priyavrata is a Kshatriya prince. So when Brahma delivered the message of Lord Vishnu to all of them, Narad Muni also remained silent. No one can speak against Supreme Lord's message against the opinion of the Lord Vishnu. So here is this is the continuation of Brahma's speech. Brahma appeared in feet of Gandhamardhan hill. Then starting from the verse 11, and previously we have already studied these verses. After the next verse, verse 19, about 11 to 19, about 9 verse, this is the speech of Brahma. So this verse is also spoken by Brahma. So Brahma is giving a comparison between a uncontrolled person or a person who has no control over his senses, but he is trying to meditate on Supreme Lord. He wants to perform the different yogic meditations like Vishwamitra or someone, and a self-realized grahastha whose senses are controlled. Prabhupada gave the example of Bhakti Vinod Thakur in his purport. He is in grahastha ashram, but he was Paramahamsa. It is also sometimes someone in grahastha ashram also a Goswami or he is a Paramahamsa. He has complete control over his senses. And sometimes you find someone may be dressed himself as a renounced person, but his minds are not controlled. He is always meditating how to enjoy his senses. Just like in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 6th verse, Krishna also told, Karmendriyani samyamya ye aste manasa smaran indriyarthan vimudhatma mithyachara sauchyate. One who restrains the senses and organs of action, but whose mind dwells on sense objects, certainly deludes himself and is called a pretender. The same message is given here. Or Srila Prabhupada, starting his purport, in the beginning of his purport, he is telling, quoting from Narottam Das Thakur's song, Grihe ba bonete thake, ha gauranga bole dake, Narottama mage tar sangha. Narottam Das Thakur is telling, whether someone is in grahastha ashram or in Vanaprastha, a renounced order, but if someone is always engaged in devotional service of Gauranga Mahaprabhu, then I am always aspiring for association of such a person. Ramachandra Sangamage, Narottama Das. Like Srinivas Acharya, Ramachandra Kabira, they are all in grahastha ashram, but they are very close friend to Narottama Das Thakur. So that's why Prabhupada is telling the same message. This is the message here. That main thing is we have to control our senses. If someone cannot control his senses and he falsely just renounce everything and went to or goes to forest with so many material desires, with 6 co-wives, here is telling, verse is telling, 6 co-wives. Who are 6 co-wives? Mind and 5 knowledge acquiring senses. Like Vishwamitra, he left everything. He was a king and he gave up all his opulences and went to forest. But within his mind, so many desires. He want to become a Brahmarshi like Vasishtha. He want to have a Kamadhenu cow, like so many things. But he went to forest and he was meditating in a secluded place alone. But Indra just sent one heavenly denizen or Apsara, who Menaka came. A Menaka just started singing and dancing in front of Vishwamitra. He was meditating on Supreme Brahman, but his meditation immediately broke. Not only broke, he was attracted to the beauty of Menaka, and he united with him, with her. Then child came, Shakuntala. So that is the case. If someone is not control his senses, then falsely he want to go to the forest, meditate on the Supreme Lord, but he is not successful. Rather, we see a devotee like Arjun. He was a Kshatriya. He is a king, but he is a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. And he was in Grahastha ashram. Arjuna has so many wives. One is Draupadi and other wives of Kshatriya kings are allowed to have more than one wives. But still, he being a pure devotee of Lord, Arjuna's senses are fully controlled. The example is given in Mahabharata how after the Mahabharata war, when the Pandavas became victorious, so Arjuna is the son of Indra. Indra invited to his son Arjuna to heavenly kingdom. And he was arranged a big festival. It was a festival for the pleasure of Arjuna. Indra was sitting on his throne, and he also allowed Arjuna, being his son, to just sit on his right side, the same throne. Father and son are sitting. And there are different apsaras are coming for dancing on that hall, Sudharma hall, that is called Sudharma Sabha. So now, like Menaka came, Arjuna was just sitting like looking downward. Many Tilottama or Menaka, Rambha, different apsaras just came to dance. They are singing and dancing very nicely. Gandharvas are playing music for the pleasure of Indra and Arjuna, but Arjuna was not interested in this. He is simply meditating on Krishna. So finally, the most beautiful apsara in the heavenly kingdom is Urvashi. So Urvashi appeared. Now announcement is made. Now Urvashi is entering the hall for dancing and singing. So when Urvashi started singing and dancing, Arjuna just looked towards Urvashi to front. Then Indra thought, now my son is attracted to this apsara. Who? Urvashi. Then after the function was over, then Indra called Urvashi, told, you must go to my son's room alone and satisfy my son Arjuna whatever he need. I think he likes you. Urvashi told, yes, I am also attracted to Arjuna's beauty. Because Arjuna is like Sarupya Mukti, like his body is just like Krishna. He called Diti Krishna. So, it was in night time, just in midnight, Urvashi went alone and just knocked the door. Then Arjuna opened the door. And Urvashi told to Arjuna, she came for his pleasure, to give him pleasure. And he can, whatever Arjuna like, he can enjoy. Urvashi are like that. But Arjuna simply told, you are my mother. It is not possible. Urvashi tried her best in different ways to attract Arjuna. And finally, he told, then why you are looking at me? So Arjuna told, I am looking at you because I heard in previously you are wife of Maharaj Pururava. And I am coming also in same dynasty, in Chandra dynasty. Because you are wife of Pururava, you are just like my grandmother. So in this way, I am just in a motherly, I am considering you as my mother or grandmother. I am just looking at you to see how you are looks like. Otherwise, I have no interest. So that is the case of Arjuna. How Arjuna, even Urvashi is 1,000 times more beautiful than Menaka. She is the most beautiful heavenly denizen because she was manifested from the eyes of Narayana Rishi, Lord Narayan himself. She is given as a gift to Indra by Lord Narayan. So in this way we see how a devotee can easily control his senses. But if someone is not surrendered to Krishna, and he is a great yogi, maybe who is a greater yogi than Vishwamitra? He was such a yogi, he could create a planet in the sky. To Trisanku, to send Trisanku, he was such a yogi. By his yogic power, he was sending one human being, Trisanku, a king Trisanku, directly to heavenly planet. And he was able to reach the heavenly planet. But the demigod, they are saying that person has no qualification to enter heavenly planet. And this Vishwamitra is sending him forcefully. Then the demigod is just throwing down. And again the Vishwamitra throwing him up. So he was like football, going up and down. Finally, Vishwamitra created a planet for Trisanku. He is such a great yogi. But still he was defeated. He could not control his senses, his work. That's why Krishna is telling, if someone is just controlling the working senses and not able to control the knowledge acquiring senses, always within his mind thinking about how to enjoy these senses, and outwardly he is just dressing himself as a renunciant or renounced person, then that is cheating. That is the point Brahma is making here. Even another case is about Rishyasringa Muni. His father, he thought, if my son see the woman, then he will be attracted. Then maybe his meditation on the Supreme Lord will broke. It's better to keep him in secluded place in forest. So my son cannot see a opposite sex. He should not have any idea about a woman or opposite sex. Then he will remain brahmachari whole life, and he could easily achieve the goal of life. Thinking in this way, he kept his son Rishyasringa in the middle of forest, in a secluded place, make a cottage, and he was there. In whole life, he became now young, about 25 or 26 years old. But he has no idea about opposite sex because he never seen a woman. So, in the meantime, there is one king, Romapad in the kingdom of Maharaj Romapad. For about 12 years or more than that, there was no raining. Because of the so much sinful reactions of the citizens or king somehow or other, there is no raining. So Narada Muni once came to his palace and he asked Narada Muni what to do. Narada Muni told, if you will bring one Naisthik Brahmachari, who has never discharged his semen and who has never seen a woman, who has no idea about sense enjoyment, if you will bring such a person to your kingdom, then immediately raining will start. Then he told, okay, how can I find such a man who has never seen a woman in his lifetime? Narada told, yes, it is possible. I am giving you address. You go to this forest and there is one person who, Rishyasringa Muni. He is now young, but from his birth, he never seen a woman. His father is made such a nice place, a cottage in a secluded place, and he was staying there, and he is always meditating on Supreme Brahman, and you can send someone to bring him here to your kingdom. So the king Romapad, he called to the many prostitutes, and he told, you go and can you bring somehow or other this Rishyasringa to my kingdom? They are all fearful because of his father was very angry. Rishis are generally very angry like Durvasa Muni. So the prostitutes are telling what to happen if his father will curse us. We don't want to get cursed by a Rishi or a Muni. He's the only son of this Rishi. I think Rishi's name was Vibhandaka or something. So we don't want to get cursed by the sages. So finally, Some prostitute, the one prostitute was agreed. Told, okay, I'll try. There is a river in between the Maharaj Romapad's kingdom and the ashram of Rishyasingha Muni, other side. So the prostitute, they cross the river and they see when his father is going out of the hermitage. Where is cottage, out of cottage, sometimes his father goes out. When he is alone, then will go. And they are carrying with them nice foods, nice rasmalais, cakes, so many nice prasadam with them. And what Rishyasingha was doing in his ashram, they are eating only fruits and roots, dry things from forest, and drinking the water from the streams. And his father taught him that when a guest come to our ashram, you should give him a nice seat for sitting, and you give some fruits and roots for eating, and give some water. Pay him obeisances. So one day, it happened that the father of Rishyasingha Muni, he went somewhere outside for a few days. He told, I'm going few days for some preaching work or something. So you stay in ashram. And in the meantime, taking this opportunity, these prostitutes, they appeared in his ashram. He never seen a woman before. He did not know anything. Just they pay obeisances. The Rishyasingha saw these women are coming. Then she, just following the instruction of his father, just pay obeisances. Pancha kalpatarubhyascha krupa sindhu bhevacha patitanang pavanebhya vaishnavebhya namah. He did not know anything. So this prostitute, they told, oh, you paying respect to us, but our process of accepting, offering respect this is other. We just embrace. So the prostitute directly embraced Rishyasingha. His body automatically started agitated because a woman is embracing him, though he never seen a woman in his life. So, like this, he gave some foods like fruits and roots for eating. Then he told, okay, you are eating like this, we are also brought something for your eating. They gave cakes, rasugullas, rasmalais. He told, they are so sweet. Where did you get these foods? Where are you coming from? They just become inquisitive, Rishyasingha. In this way, then they started singing, very nice, and dancing. He became attracted, naturally. Though he never seen a woman before. So he came, just following them, then the prostitutes first time, then Rishyasingha, thinking about his father, stopped. He just come back, went up to the bank of the river, then come back. But the prostitute came next time also, another time. Then this time they become successful. They took, Rishyasingha just followed. When they feed them a nice prasadam and chanted, they danced. And finally Rishyasingha followed them and just crossing the river, went with them to the kingdom of Romapad. Then immediately their reigning started. So, then after his father came, Vibhandaga Rishi became very angry. What is this? Where is my son? He meditated and he could understand, this person spoiled my son. In angry mood he come to kingdom of Maharaj Romapad. But Romapad was very intelligent. He immediately married his daughter Santa to Rishyasingha. And where Rishi came with angry mood, he wanted to destroy everything. And he told, king come and just pay him obviously. He told, now I have nothing. I am going for Vanaprastha. This kingdom is belong to your son and his wife. So immediately he become pacified. So in the main point is, whether your senses is not engaged in service of Supreme Lord, there is no other way to control them. To become a Goswami or to the controller of senses. The senses can be controlled. That is the Prabhupada is making point in his purport. That unless you engage your senses in Krishna service, there is no other way to control them artificially like Vishwamitra or Rishyasingha. Is not possible. You have to engage the senses in service of Krishna. Rishikena, that is Prabhupada is quoting, Rishikena, Rishikesa Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. Devotional service, that is the definition given by Narada Muni in Narada Pancharatra. That is Sarva Upadhi Vinirmukta Tat Parottana Nirmalam Rishikena Rishikesa Sevanam Bhakti Ruchyate. One have to free from all types of designations. For devotional service, that is nothing to do with these false designations, like even starting from this body. Body of man and a woman. They have nothing to do. Striya Sudra Tatha Vaishya Tepi Janti Param Gatim. Anyone can perform devotional service. The first upadhi designation is body. I am a man or she is a woman. Man and woman. A living entity is neither a man nor a woman. This is not like, that's why in the fourth canto they already discussed about Puranjana. This stories of Puranjana, how Narada Muni, speaking this allegorical story, he finally established this, that how Puranjana was in a male body, then being attracted to his wife, Puranjani, then next body, he get woman body. So like that, this is man body or woman body, there is no difference. Jiver Swarup hai Krishnera Nitya Das. So a living entity is the eternal servant of Krishna. That is this Swarup. So accordingly, all living entities, they have to engage their senses in service of master of senses, Krishna. That is called devotional service. In previous purport, Prabhupada quoted this verse from 14th chapter of Gita. Yomang abhyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samatitaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. Abhyabhicharini bhakti. Free from material desires. Anya bhilashita sunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena Krishna anusilanam bhakti uttama. One who is performing the top or engaged in topmost devotional service, and he has no other desire for jnana or karma. Jnana means to achieve liberation, specifically merged in the Brahmajyoti, or karma mishra bhakti, that is for some sense gratification. Performing devotional service, but same times he wants some objects of sense gratification. Dhana jana kavita sundari. That's why Mahaprabhu told, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, na kavita. That is the pure devotional service. So when one engages his senses in service of the Lord, that is devotional service, and by only satisfying the Supreme Lord, one can control his senses and can be free from attraction of the external energy of the Lord. That's why Krishna is telling in 7th chapter, 7:14. Daivi hesa gunamayi mama maya durattaya mam evaje prapadyante maya metam tarantite. This is the mood of goodness and mood of passion and ignorance. With these three modes, this material energy is controlling everyone. It is very difficult to overcome the influence of material energy. But Krishna is telling, if someone surrender unto me, ma mevaje prapadyante, maya metam taranti, then he can easily overcome or become victorious over maya or attraction of the illusory energy. So that is the point here. So if someone is in renounced, or someone may be dressed himself in a renounced like person, but if he is internally thinking about how to enjoy the senses, then this is condemned. Krishna is telling mithya achara. He is a cheater. He cannot achieve the goal of life to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Rather, if someone is even in a grahastha ashram, that is Brahma is telling him, even if he is in a grahastha ashram, but his senses are engaged in service of the Lord. Like Prabhupada is giving example of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He is telling Bhakti Vinod Thakur was a grahastha, he was a magistrate, he has about so many children, he has so many responsibility in home also. Still, he was a Paramahansa. That position is better than so-called yogis or tyagis, or who has just externally accepted a renounced order. A grahastha who has fully controlled his senses and he surrendered fully at the lotus feet of Krishna. He offered everything to Krishna like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Manasa, deha, geha, jokichu moro, arpilu tuya pade, nanda kisora. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur surrendered everything. O Nanda Kishora Krishna, whatever in my mind, word or body, everything, whatever in my possession. Deha, geha, this body, and geha means my home, and all my possessions, everything is yours. Nothing is mine. And like that, if someone is fully surrendered in any ashram, he may be either a brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, his life is successful. That is, another verse is Prabhupada quoting in his purport from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, that iha jasya harer dasya karmana manasa gira nikhilapi avasthasu jivan muktya sauchyate. He is a liberated soul who has engaged everything in Krishna's service, in mind, body and words, who is surrendered fully at the lotus feet of Krishna. He is a liberated soul. There is nothing to do with the different varna and ashramas. The particular this is all ashramas like brahmachari ashram. There is also grahastha ashram, vanaprastha ashram, and sannyasi ashram. This all is ashram. Ashram means that is the part who is in a particular ashram, he is completely surrendered at the feet of Krishna to service him. That is, devotional service can be performed in any ashram. There is no need, if he is a brahmachari, just like Narada Muni, he is a brahmachari, he is performing his devotional service. He is fully surrendered. So he is a perfect Mahajan. Sometimes some grahasthas are also seeing like Swayambhu Manu, and many other Mahajans like Lord Shiva, even Brahma, Maharaj Janak, they are also Mahajan. They are in grahastha ashram, but they are perfect. They are also a pure devotee of the Lord. And they are also ideal example how to perform devotional service unto Krishna. Similarly, Kumaras, Narada Muni, Bhishma Dev, so many other Mahajans. Swayambhu, Narada, Sambhu, Kumara, Kapila, Manu, Kapil Dev, he is also renounced like a brahmachari. Kapila Manu, Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma, Bali, Vayasaki, Bayam. It does not matter whether someone is a brahmachari or who is a renounced person or someone is a grahastha. But main thing is he must a pure devotee of the Lord. If someone is surrendered to the Supreme Lord's lotus feet and he engaged his senses in service of the Lord, then his life become perfect. Otherwise, sometimes see, you are in grahastha ashram and you are artificially think, I want to accept sannyas. There is one story. There is one grahastha. He was always, he married and his wife and they have about 2-3 children. Grahastha was always, she was always, likes eating very nice foods. He is attached to eating variety of items during his lunch. So his wife was always engaged in family household works and taking care of the children, all these things. She was not able to make so many preparations. Every day when he go to his work, the man will give a chart. About 12 items or 15 items, different what he likes in lunch. But the wife cannot cook such things. Maybe 3-4 items she made. Then she will come to home and challenge. Tell his wife, I told you to make so many things you cannot make. You do not know. I will take sannyas and leave home. So she became fearful. Then she told, no. Tomorrow I will make. Like many days like happened like this. Finally one day, the husband told wife that tomorrow I am coming. If you will not make properly prasad, then definitely I will go to that particular sannyasi's name. He told, like Mahaprabhu took sannyas from Katwa, from Keshav Bharati. There is also about 10 kilometers away some sannyasi was staying. He told, I will go to that ashram and take sannyas, definitely. Fortunately, on that particular, after her husband left, that particular sannyasi came in course of his traveling for Madhukari, came to the door. Then the wife just came out and saw the same Maharaj from whom his husband is always threatening to take sannyas. She started crying. She came inside and took much to give him. He took about 2-3 kilos rice and so many others, vegetables and ghee, all these things, and give to the sannyasi and pay him obeisance. Then told and started crying. The sannyasi was telling, why you are crying? Oh my daughter, why you are crying? Tell me. I am requesting you, please don't give sannyas to my husband. He is every day threatening to me that he will go to you and take sannyas. Why you want to take sannyas? Because he wants to eat every day very nice, opulent prasad. Though we have everything, but I have no time. I have to take care of these children and so many things. I cook for 2-3 items every day for him. But he need 12 to 15 items every day. The sannyasi told he cannot become a sannyasi. Today he come to your home, return back to home. Then you just tell him, get out. Don't cook anything. Today you make just rice and sag. Rice and sag and dal, bas. When he come back and give the prasad, if he will shout, why you make like this? Then you tell, oh, get out. I don't care. Don't kick him out from home. And you become sure that I will not give him sannyas. Definitely. So that day the husband come to home and just so he told, okay, give him seat and give only rice and sag and dal. Bas. What is this? This is limit. This is over now. Over the limitations. What is doing this? I gave him the list what to make. I told if he will not cook, I will go to take. He told, okay, you go, get out, take sannyas. I don't care. Go. What happened? She is now like Chandi. She took a broom and told, get out. Get out from home. I don't care. You go, take sannyas. I will take care of my child and home. Now what can he do? He has already promised I have to leave. He also told like, I have take sannyas every day, like 1,000 times he spoke like that. Now finally he left home and went to this sannyasi. The sannyasi knows every story before. Told, okay, but come. Okay. Next day morning they asked, let's go for Madhukari. He was a rich person, everyone knows. How can he go for begging? He's just hiding his face in his chadar, just walking in the back of sannyasi. And went. Then after they get some Madhukari, they come back. Then sannyasi told, okay, now you have to cook rice. Just make it, then put a pot on fire and water. Then when rice prepared, then they just collected some imli, the tamarind leaves and make some chutney and some sag. Then he put tulsi and offered to Krishna. Then told, okay, my child come, we'll take prasad. Then when they sit together and sing the prasad, only rice and the imli leaf chutney and some sag, immediately he started crying. Very loudly started crying. And then the sannyasi told, why are you crying? Don't falsely chastise your wife. You have no qualification to accept the renounced order of life. You have not control over your tongue. First thing a sannyasi has to control his tongue. Eating and What? Speaks. So anyhow, now you get out from my ashram and go to your home, and never chastise your wife again. Whatever she is cooking, eat peacefully. So in this way, you can see, you cannot, artificially one cannot become a mendicant. Or even if one immediately take sannyas, then he cannot continue. That is Krishna is telling. If you control your karma, your just outwardly showing control of various the working senses, but within your mind, the knowledge acquiring senses, you are always meditating on how to enjoy this sense objects, then you are a cheater. That is the point also Brahma is making here. So he is advising Maharaj Priyavrata to accept Grahastha ashram, because he is perfect candidate for Grahastha ashram. For any ashram, he is a perfect candidate for devotional service. Whether Maharaj Priyavrata remain a brahmachari, whether a Grahastha, or any ashram, there will be no difference for Maharaj Priyavrata, because he is already a controller of senses. He is already, mind is fixed in feet of Krishna. So that's why when he even accept a Grahastha ashram, he become a king, still he can meditate. He is on the lotus feet of Krishna like Maharaj Yudhishthira, Maharaj Ambarish, Maharaj Parikshit, so many Rajarshis. There are Grahasthas, Rajarshi Janakadaya. Krishna is speaking in Gita specifically, Rajarshi Janakadaya. They are able to meditate on Krishna's lotus feet. Even Sukadeva Goswami is a topmost renunciant, but who is his guru? His guru is Rajarshi Janak. Vyasadeva sent Sukadeva Goswami to go to Janak, Maharaj Janak, to take initiation. He told, I gave you all Shastra Sikya. I gave you all Sikya, the Vedic literatures. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur gave all instructions to. He taught all the philosophy to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, but for Diksha he sent him to go to Gaur Kishore Das, Babaji Maharaj. Similarly, Vyasadeva also sent his son. You go to Rajarshi Janak. He will give you initiation. So it does not matter one is a renunciant or a grahastha. Main thing, if he has controlled his senses in any ashram, he can achieve perfection. So only a real brahmachari also can become a real grahastha. Otherwise he become grahamedhi. Even if when wife with him, then he will also just illegally associating his own wife also. That is also illicit sex. Sex is allowed only for begetting a Krishna conscious child, not otherwise. Okay? Hare Krishna. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.